Gentlemen, you are just now to engage with a parcel of rabble, a parcel of brutes, being a small number of Scots Highlanders. You can expect no booty from such a poor, despicable pack. I have authority to declare that you shall have 8 full hours' liberty to plunder and pillage the city of Edinburgh, Leith and suburbs, and the places which harboured and succoured them, at your discretion, with impunity.
Follow me, gentlemen, and by the blessing of God, I will this day make you a free and happy people.
On the 20th of September, Cope's army of 2,200 men reached Preston. They took up a position facing west on a flat piece of ground, protected to the north by the Firth of Forth and to the south by an impassable marsh. Also on the morning of the 20th, the Jacobites, consisting of 2,200 men, most of them Highlanders, left Duddingston village and marched through Musselburgh, taking up position on the high ground above Tranent. Cope immediately put his troops in motion and swung the head of his army from west to south. On his right was the village of Preston and the east wall of Preston House. On his left was the village of Seaton. Behind him was Cockenzie and the sea, and in his front, separated by a morass and soft boggy ground, were the rebels, on the steep incline towards Tranent.
And we would like your Highnesses' permission to march this evening in this order of battle with the Athol men and the light artillery piece, Clan Ranald and the Hughes Camerons, and try and surprise them in the morning. We're in accord in this.
I agree.
So you agree that I should draw up the order of march and distribute it to the divisions?
As it's written there.
As it's written here, thank you.
I'm happy with that.
And I think we should be in a position to attack them at first light in the morning.
The Jacobites started their silent march through the marsh and round to the east of the government troops. As dawn broke on the 21st of September, the government dragoons discovered the rebels' new position and raised the alarm. Cope, now realizing their weak defences, wheeled his army round from south to east. Just after sunrise, the Camerons on the left wing led the Jacobite charge. Discarding their plaids, they ran forward with such a fearful shout that the government artillerymen turned and fled, leaving only Colonel Whiteford and Mr. Griffith to fire the cannons at the Highlanders. Their front line gave a shake, but soon recovered to advance on Lieutenant Colonel Whitney's dragoons. They too fled after only a few shots, and Colonel Gardner's dragoons took their place. It only took a few shots from the Highlanders to send the Gardner and Hamilton dragoons fleeing also. The Highlanders discharged, threw down their muskets, and drawing their broadswords, rushed furiously at the enemy. Sir John Cope, now in disarray and failing to rally his men, retreated along a lane now known as Johnny Cope's Road. Only one small section of the dragoons fought on, led by Colonel Gardner of nearby Bankton House, and the odds were overwhelming against him. Gardner, now seriously wounded, fell beside a thorn tree in sight of his own home. He was carried to the manse at Tranent, where he was nursed in an upstairs room. It's said that on the evening before his death, a party of Highland soldiers came to the manse door and were greeted by Miss Beatrice Jenkinson, who, in a most bland and pleasing manner, offered them some snuff from this box. She then ushered them into the kitchen, where a large joint of mutton was roasting. She gave the Highlanders slices of mutton along with bread and ale, and told them to make free. So pleased were the men for the food and drink, they forgot the chief reason for their visit and departed without making a search of the house. They had no idea that Colonel Gardner lay upstairs, attended by Beatrice Jenkinson and her older sister. However, the next day he died, sinking into the arms of one of the sisters. Sir John Cope took news of his defeat to the commander, Lord Mark Kerr, at Berwick, only to find out that the commander had already received the bad news from Brigadier Fawkes and Colonel Lascelles. The reenactment of this special event is but one method we have of remembering and documenting our past. It can also be handed down through the generations of the local people's understanding of the events that took place 250 years ago.